Welcome back to the Cosmic Kickback. As you know, we going through our DC movies.
Yeah.
We are on Aquaman this week. It's been a little delayed because we spent like a whole week watching one film. It's been a busy week. We've had stuff to do. You know, Nick's been making moves out here in the streets. He's been...
He's doing stuff.
Yeah, you know, we got stuff to do. You know how it is. But we uploaded the episodes we thought were lost, but we're back on the reviews. Got a couple left. This is the final three, starting with Aquaman.
Stretch.
Yeah, we got Aquaman. Next up, Shazam.
Never seen it.
Then, yeah, I think you'll like it. And then
I really wanted to see it when it first came out in theaters.
I'm surprised you didn't. I thought you would have.
I just thought it was really cool in the trailer. Cause,
I actually didn't see it in theaters.
Doesn't he's like Shazam. He just gets like shocked with lightning or whatever.
Yeah, that's how his power is.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he what is the word? I didn't see it in theaters. Shazam. Mm-hmm. I saw it, I think, on Redbox, or I don't remember. Maybe it was on. I don't know. I saw it later on, but that's besides the point. That'll be coming out in a day or so from when you're watching this video. But as of now, we're gonna hop into Aquaman right away. So Nick, what do you think of this movie?
I like it. It's definitely. I know DC doesn't have a lot of movies, but it's definitely like top 5, top 4.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Now I was telling you this as we watched it.
We actually already kind of gave it a rating.
Yeah,
but we'll save it for the end.
We'll drop that at the very end. But I think I liked... I'm not hating on it. I still think it's a fun, good movie.
Yeah, we both think it's good.
Yeah, but I think I liked it more the first time I saw it. And I think that goes for every movie I see.
Oh, yeah, like the hype.
You know, every time
your opinion changes.
Yeah. And I think watching it again made me realize a lot of these kind of funny things. Like,
oh yeah, let's just get into it.
So I mentioned to you, so
nitpicks
throughout the movie, I'll obviously, like, full spoilers ahead for Aquaman if you haven't seen it by now. Just watch that and then come back to this if you haven't, but if you don't care, just listen real quick. So the main villain, or there's two villains in this movie.
Yeah.
Black Manta, classic Aquaman villain.
I like him.
He's there.
Fortnite skin.
Yeah, they made it to a real thing.
Yeah.
So he's in there for like a little bit of the movie, like at the beginning, and then another scene, then he's gone.
Yeah, he pretty much is like.
He's kind of like Claw was in Black Panther.
Yeah.
And then the main villain is Ocean Master, played by Patrick Willis.
I think he's a good actor.
He is a good actor.
The casting was actually pretty spot on for this one.
I actually didn't realize that was him the first time I watched it.
Really?
I just didn't click. I was just like...
When I saw him, I was like, oh shit. Like, I was actually surprised.
Mm-hmm. Now that I know it was him, I'm like, oh shit, he was in a big-ass comic book movie. I didn't realize that. He does pretty good, though. I did mention, though, while we were watching it, we started counting. I was like, bro, watch. Ocean Master yells just entirely throughout this movie. If you watch this movie, I think we counted it. I believe it topped out around 6 or 7.
I think it was like 7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Near the end fight, he's like hype and everything. So he's like, oh!
So pretty much starting, I think it starts around the time when Aquaman and him first meet, and they're gonna battle it out for the crown for the first time.
Oh yeah, he's like in the arena.
Yeah, he just comes out and he's just like, oh! And there's like a lot of shots where it just like shows him yelling, and then it just pans out and he's just like screaming. He yells throughout the whole movie. Another thing I noticed is there's like 5 scenes, I think 4 or 5 scenes, starting from the very beginning and then to the very end, where there'll be characters talking. They're giving us some exposition for the film, some plot. They're literally just explaining us what is gonna happen. You know, they're like, oh, you gotta do this, gotta retrieve the trident, do this. He's like, okay, but and then every time something's about to happen, there's an explosion, and then there's this explosion off screen. They just messes up the middle of this conversation. It happens like 5 times, I think.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna name them all, but when I told you,
notice
it becomes really noticeable, and it's just like, oh man. But besides that, has some pretty good cinematography, some pretty good VFX.
Yeah, I think
very good VFX.
I honestly think like where this like whole movie suffers is like a little bit on the story and like a little bit on like I guess plot holes. I was like, oh, like how can these people do this or whatever.
Yeah, there was a lot of us asking like, how does that happen? And you were like, just let it happen.
Yeah, no, James Wan did a really good job on this one. The cinematography, like there's a lot of cool shots, and the fighting too. We talked about the fighting.
Yeah, the fight scenes are pretty good. The opening scene, or it's not technically the opening scene. It's the opening when Aquaman first pulls up.
Oh yeah.
When there's Black Manta and his
Permission
crew.
to come aboard.
It's only in this intro scene though.
What?
I in the intro scene, remember I was saying like, dude, he says so many corny one-liners.
Oh yeah.
Throughout the rest of the movie, it kind of mellows out.
Yeah.
But the whole like first 5 minutes of Aquaman, he says all these one-liners, and then there's just like dun 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 dun, and it's just like some guitar. Yeah. He like just turns and like makes a face at the camera. It happens within the first 5 minutes, like 4 times, and then once again at the very end, when he pulls up and he's like ready to fight, there's like dun dun dun, like right at the end.
He's like yeah.
Let's see what else happened in this. We got Nicole Kidman as Aquaman's mother.
Oh yeah, the casting's pretty good, and I'm assuming people that watched it, like this movie had crazy like VFX, and the budget's only like $200 million. Only. Yeah, which I think is like crazy, but I think it's kind of on the level of like especially the final battle of like Endgame. But I think the budget was just cheaper because like of the casting. Like it wasn't a bunch of like freaking A-list celebrities and shit.
I mean, it kind of was. You got Willem Dafoe, got Patrick Wilson,
that's actually crazy.
We got Jason Momoa, we got Amber Heard, who we will get to.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about her character eventually, but who else is in it? Oh, what did you think about the? I told you this when watching it. There's 4 actors that play Aquaman in this movie. There's one there's the baby. Who isn't really acting. He's just being a baby. I guess there's 5 then, because there's the newborn baby. There's him as a kid when he's at the aquarium. Then there's a kid one when he's swimming with Vogo, William Dafoe's character.
Oh yeah, why the fuck did they make so many kid versions, dude?
And I know there's like 2 different kid versions. And then we have the teen. Oh no, there is 4. Oh no, yeah, there's 5 because then there's Jason Momoa as the 5th one. So then we have a teen one.
And dude, Dolph Lundgren plays the freaking one of the kings of the sea. Remember that redhead dude? I think that's Dolph Lundgren.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's in like the Expendables and shit.
And you know who else is in this movie? I forget his name. In Guardians of the Galaxy, the opening scene where Star-Lord's just like, you can call me like Star-Lord, and he's like,
oh, that guy.
And he says who? You know that guy? Yeah, that dude. He's been in a lot of movies. He was also in Shazam. He plays the wizard Shazam. Ooh. Yeah, and then he's in this movie also, and it's kind of become a meme at this point. He always plays characters that die. Because in this movie, you probably didn't recognize him. He played the Green Fish King. That he just gets like shanked in front of his family. That's who he played. His daughter's so stupid.
Since we're kind of talking about VFX now, it said there was 2,300 visual effects that appear in the movie.
2,300.
Yeah, it was all completed by like 7 different companies, which is actually pretty crazy.
Fruit fly in the studio, bro.
Yeah, bro.
All right. Let's see what else happens. Yeah, so this movie, I will say one of my complaints with it is, I was telling Nick this, I think the movie is kind of, there's not much in the movie when you think about it plot-wise that is new. It's pretty much a retelling of Black Panther, but Black Panther's a retelling of The Lion King, which is a retelling of Hamlet. So you have that, but then on top of that, you also have, it's obviously based off of like the King Arthur story. Because it's like King Arthur's like the chosen one, and only he can take the sword out of the stone. And this one, only Aquaman, whose name is Arthur, can take the trident. And what else is in there? There's so many movie tropes in this movie. I was saying there's an Indiana Jones scene where they go treasure hunting in the middle of the movie out of nowhere.
Oh yeah,
it's often forgot about.
The part where they're in Italy and they're just like fighting. That was actually really.
That's the best scene in the movie. I think I like it more than the final fight. Even though the final fight does have some pretty good shots visually, that one I think is much better. It's more, the scene we're talking about in question is when they're in Italy. There's a scene where
like Black Manta pulls up.
Mm-hmm, he pulls up and he has his goons, and they chase Mera and Aquaman throughout the city. And it's so good when Mera's running across the rooftops into the house, and they're all chasing her, and the camera like pans out, and then you see where Aquaman is. The movie does a great job with all the fight scenes, knowing where each individual character is during the scenes, which I feel a lot of movies don't do too well. A lot of movies fight scenes, it's kind of like,
it's like really tight, and you're just
like, very tight, close scenes, a lot of cuts, and you're just like, okay, they're fighting. The only scene I can think that does as well as this in the DC universe, it's probably that Batman fight scene in the warehouse.
God damn.
What happened?
I was just looking at the reception, and it said it made over $1 billion.
Yeah, this movie did really well.
I know.
What else? Let's see. Let's talk about Amber Heard. She's in this movie, and she is, I guess, is she canceled now, Nick?
Do you want to talk about the character first? I mean, I don't know. Her character could be like kind of easily replaced.
Yeah. So, I mean, at
you
the
just
time,
have to dye like some chick's head. Like,
when I first saw this movie, I will say I actually really liked Amber Heard in this movie. I think she does good. I think she plays the character well.
Mm-hmm.
But since then, she's probably going to be recast at this point because of some situations going out in her personal life. But speaking on just the film, I will say I actually think she does pretty well in this. I know some people I've heard don't like her costume, but I kind of like the costume design in this movie, because I feel like with this one they were like, you know what, like let's just go all out there. Like, people are tired of us changing like up modernized comic costumes.
Dude,
like just make them like how they
we get like the classic green and orange Aquaman suit.
Dude, yeah, I wasn't sure they were going to
Ocean
do that.
Master's costume is so good.
It looks. Dude, they gave him the stupid ass head helmet too.
I fucking love that. That's awesome.
They gave him the exact one from the.
I kind of like when I watch like a superhero movie and they just go like to the old costume, and I like it looks corny, but it's actually really cool.
Yeah. And Mara's costume is like legit spot on from what she looks like in the comics. They got the red hair. They got her water bending or whatever it is. It's called something else in the comics, but I'm just going to call it water bending.
Is it coochie bending?
Yeah. I'm sure they could do that. But no. Okay, let me talk about some of my nitpicks. I think continuity-wise, if we're talking about how this fits in with the rest of the DC universe, I think it doesn't do very well in that, and I think it didn't try to. I think at this point, this was after Justice League came out. This was after, I think, Ben Affleck had dropped out as Batman. But as of now, actually, the day we're shooting, apparently Ben Batfleck is returning to appear in the Flash movie.
I'm excited for that.
As we're filming this news just dropped. So I would save this for a news episode, but it's relevant right now.
Yeah.
But so at the time of this movie, Aquaman releasing, a lot of stuff was going bad for the DC universe. So I think this movie was in a way not a straight reboot, but I feel like they just didn't care to follow a lot of the continuity, because we saw Aquaman in Justice League, and I mentioned this to you, and I don't know if it's me missing dialogue or whatever, but in this movie, Mara just randomly pulls up on Aquaman after he's done at the bar with his dad, and she says like oh, like you need to come and like take your rightful place as king. And Aquaman legit said, there's a line in this movie, he really says, like who are you? Like, what's your name? And I thought it was kind of like, okay, like they had a whole ass scene together in Justice League, and they spoke in that one like as if they already knew each other. So I thought that was kind of weird. But I also changed up Mara's suit in this one. Now that I think about it, I think her Justice League suit was more...
Let's see.
I think it was more dark, kind of like Aquaman's was in
Justice
that movie.
League Mara.
I forgot she was in that movie, but I think hers was more dark in that one. I don't think it's exactly the same. It's slightly different.
Oh yeah, what the hell?
Yeah,
it looks like dark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's completely different. She has like a headpiece. She's got like all this gold stuff going around, spikes. Yeah, look at it. Yeah, this one really shows off how different it is. So, which one has more? This one or that one?
The Justice League one.
Really?
I think the other one was more like, what's it called?
This one looks like it looks like it's a push-up though. Like if we're gonna talk on cleavage, it looks like it has like a built-in push-up bra effect.
Maybe they just float in the water, like when people's hairs like float.
They float in the water. Boobs are buoyant. That is a fact.
That's true.
That is a fact. Anyway.
Just hold.
Oh my god. Okay, so
looking at fan art.
Nick's looking at fan art of Mary. I'll let your minds go where you want them to for that. But what else happens? What do you think of Mara, Amber Heard's character in this?
I think I agree with you. Yeah, she plays it really well. But I think if they're gonna have to replace her, like it won't be that hard. They just have to find someone that looks like her and can act really well.
I told you that there was a rumor. This is just a rumor that they were looking at Emilia Clarke.
I don't know.
I wouldn't care.
She could play someone else.
I would prefer that she play. I would like her to play the Zatanna.
Who's that?
She's the look up Zatanna. You'll recognize her.
Zatanna.
Zatanna. So Zatana. Nick's looking it up real quick for the cast. Have you not seen this character? Really? She's like the magician of DC Universe.
Whoa.
Have you seen her? I can imagine Emilia Clarke playing her.
She reminds me of like Gambit from the X-Men.
I could also imagine Alexandra Daddario playing this character.
Oh, that'd be really good.
I could see.
I think she'd be better.
Yeah, but
that's cool.
Yeah, that was a rumor, but we'll see about that. Besides that, what are some other nitpicks out of the story? Just going off the dome because we didn't take notes for this movie. We just watched it. Let's see what else happens in this movie. Okay, I don't like. This is kind of like more of an opinion. I guess all of this is opinion, but at the very end,
fact.
When they have the if you don't agree with what I'm saying, like you're wrong. So
straight up,
yeah. At the very end, Ocean Master is about to wage war against the crab people, the brine or something, and it just for me it just feels like out of nowhere, like complete left field. Like I don't completely understand the reasoning. Like I get what he's trying to do. Pretty much his main. What the villain wants to do in this movie is he wants to take back the surface world and pretty much kill the humans, have war against the humans. So he has a plan where he tries to get all the 7 seas, which all have different people, kingdoms, to unite against him. So he's like the ocean master, and then they can go wage war. But obviously some of the sea kingdoms don't agree with him or whatever. So I guess that's why he's fighting the crab people, but to me it just comes out of nowhere. Like there's nothing leading up to it. It's the first time you see these crab people when they're about to fight. Like there's like a whole random a whole army of crab dudes out of nowhere, and then they just start shooting lasers, and I'm like, it looks cool, but I don't get why. I don't understand the crab thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're.
It's kind of like, to me, it feels like it's just there.
Because this movie was like
to be there, and then Aquaman.
In the beginning, they talked about like, oh, there's like the 7 seas.
Yeah.
We had to like look up the different like factions.
Yeah, I don't
there's
really
like crab
care.
people. There's fish dudes. There's
the
like
trench people.
There's the crackheads. There's like there's the I guess the royalty. There's like 4 different things of royalty. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of world building this movie had to do. So I can get like, oh, like they didn't have time to fit in like some crab shit. Yeah. So they kind of just pulled up at the end. And you're just like, oh, like it's
kind of funny too because he
and they go to a bunch of places in this movie too.
There's a lot of
it's like
places.
The hidden Earth's core.
That's the trench. That's my favorite part of this movie. I think besides the action scene in the middle of the movie,
like
Black Manta. Yeah, because
so cool. This
like
movie
I said,
like, stood on its own, dude. It didn't have to like go anywhere like place familiar. Yeah. It just made its own place. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, and as I said, the movie has a lot of tropes. Like, you've seen this a lot in other movies. Mm-hmm. Like, there's the trope where, obviously, there's like the trope between Aquaman and Mera where eventually they fall in love. And then there's a part where they're about to kiss, and then there's another explosion that interrupts it halfway through the movie. But
Damn it.
The Middle Earth scene, which comes about, I think, almost at the 2-hour mark of the movie, is... I think really cool because I don't think that's been really done too much. You know, like he goes to this area where there's these trench beings, which are these monster, and that's a really cool scene. The cinematography in that scene is particularly really.
I think
really
to
well
every
done.
place they go, there's just been like a really cool shot, like the final battle.
There's always
the trench.
There's good shots throughout this whole film.
Shout out James Wan.
Yeah, and so then they swim down. They get to Middle Earth, which is, as people know. There's been a theory. Some people believe that there's a place called Middle Earth, which is pretty much like the Earth's core. This is a real theory. Some people believe this. They think that there's
I thought you were talking about Lord of the Rings.
No, yeah, this Lord of the Rings is based on it. Some people think because Lord of the Rings is Middle Earth, so people think. Let me tell you that this is pretty much what we saw is what people think. They think that there's the Earth's core. They think it's not like a hot metal lava and like magnetic thing that it really is. They think it's hollow. And they think that you can reach the core, and within the core is this pretty much what you saw, like a prehistoric, fantastical land of pretty much all the prehistoric magical beasts we have in folklore and myth, dragons, all this shit. They think that's where it's at. They think that we've driven them into the core, and they used to live all around the world, but now everybody resides there. I don't think that's true.
I think that's just like folklore and stuff that got mistranslated.
People think it's real, bro. Look it up.
If you'd believe that, I would love to talk to you.
Dude, it's a real thing. I'm telling you.
That sounds really interesting.
People believe they would be heavily. They have maps where they believe there's areas that the governments have.
I feel like Christian would know a lot about that shit.
There's people that believe there's areas where the government has limited access to because they have tunnels leading to this area, and they don't want people to know about them.
Interesting.
Just like there's fucking theories for everything, bro.
I'm about to start roasting, but I'm gonna keep an open mind.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in that stuff.
Yeah, I don't believe in it either.
But I'd like to talk to someone that does.
I will say the scene in the movie though is very well. I love how they pull up there, and then obviously another trope is, they say that his mother's dead, but oh, guess what? She's not. She's just been hiding out in Middle Earth for 30 years or something.
Looks the same.
Nicole Kidman is there.
Which honestly is fine because I don't know. Maybe Atlanteans age differently.
Yeah, I don't care. They actually did de-age her a little bit, if you notice in the opening scene. They de-aged her and Aquaman's dad. They de-aged both of them.
Oh, yeah.
They de-aged William Dafoe.
And then the old one's just like...
They de-aged both of them, even William Dafoe, and when he has young scenes.
Oh, yeah.
And how do you think the de-aging looks? How do you think?
Well, remember when we were watching it, like... I was watching the flashback as it was, and I was like, oh shit, they actually de-aged him. Yeah. Like, I freaking... I
feel like it looks pretty good for the most part.
I feel like when they do de-aging stuff, like, you notice it right away, but this one was pretty...
Yeah, I feel like I could notice at some points, but it's also might be because I just know they're de-aged, so I'm looking for it. But yeah. I feel like it's done well enough, and it's not throughout the whole movie, so it's like hard to... You know what I mean?
The VFX was done by like 7 different companies.
Yeah, it's true. So anyway, this Middle Earth scene, Aquaman pulls up on a giant kraken to get the trident.
Oh yeah, so he's in like the Middle Earth, like he found his mom, and then she's like, oh, like his trident broke, like the one that like was hers, so he has to go get the one and claim it because he's the chosen one.
Yeah. And
then he ends up talking to that kraken lady.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. It's I like it because
reminded me of Lord of the Rings, like the Smaug.
Mm-hmm. What I like about this scene is, I think this is the only thing they do throughout the movie that isn't really like a trope. And what I mean by trope is like it's kind of like a movie trope, you know what I mean? Like this happens in a lot of movies. This one I feel like was kind of different. Like you don't see it too often. Is you expect that he's about to beat this Kraken and prove he's the chosen one, like out of pure strength and the fact that he's just the chosen one. But he's getting his ass whooped by it, and then he uses his power, which I guess he can talk to the fish, and she says like, oh wait, you can understand me? And then he's like, yeah. And she says, oh, word, like, I haven't been talked to in years, boy. And then...
It's like roast.
Yeah.
He kind of roasts.
He kind of... She was roasting him, too. Fuck you. Yeah, and then...
Yeah, it was weird. Like, no one could understand her, so she's just roasting him, thinking he can't hear.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey.
She's like, oh, shit, you heard all that?
He's like, yeah, man.
Yeah. But I will say one thing I don't like, and I mentioned this earlier, and it's just continuity shit. Because, like, they escape earlier in the movie, Mera and Aquaman from Ocean Master. And when they do,
yelling master.
When they do, he jumps in a what does he do? He jumps in a whale. They escape in a whale like Pinocchio, as he says. Yeah. And when he does it in front of Mera, he uses his power where he communicates with the whale and like tells him to open his mouth and let them chill. And Mera just kind of just like, did you talk to it? And he's like, yo. And then she's like, bro, like get that shit out of here. She kind of just like it's nothing to her. But at the end of the movie, everyone's flipping shit because they're like, holy shit, he can talk to fish? And I guess it's like not a thing that Atlanteans can do. I guess only he can do it because the Kraken's surprised as hell that he can understand. Yeah. She says, like, I haven't been talked to, like, since this king that's dead. Like, his body's behind you. And then his mother, they were like, holy shit, you spoke to that bitch? And, like, yeah. But earlier in the movie, he did it, and Mera didn't give a shit. So that part I don't really get, how they kind of were just like, oh, like, I guess this is a crazy thing. But that part's kind of weird to me. So I got to dock points because of that. Damn. the other continuity that I wanted to talk about was, this is the last negate I guess I have, is, what was it? Wait, did I talk about this one already? The Justice League one?
What, when, like, him and Mera, like, already met?
I guess so. I thought I
had... Yeah, like, they pretty much acted...
I thought I had another one, but whatever. I think that's everything.
Was it the one when he's like, oh, I didn't know Pinocchio was a book?
Oh, no, I remembered it. Okay, so in Justice League, which takes place, I looked up the continuity. Justice League takes place 4 months before the events of Aquaman. So there's been 4 months since Aquaman met Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and the Flash, and Cyborg, and they saved the world from an alien and a ton of flying aliens that were terraforming a whole city in Ukraine. The sky was red. That random family we talked about had a whole subplot for no reason. All of that happened within 4 months, and keep in mind, this world, this is all like a mess up in the world building. This is why I think they just kind of said, whatever, I'm just gonna make my movie and not even give a shit about the past movies, because in this movie, there's a scene where we see the news, and pretty much the Atlanteans they use their like water abilities or whatever to push back all of the pollution that Americans or humans have thrown into the ocean throughout the years. All the pollution washes up on the beach, and there's like all these shots of all these ships and trash and things washed up on the beach, and then they're talking about it on the news, and then the one guy is like, oh, it's the Atlanteans, like, and he's made out to be like a UFO guy, like a crazy guy, you know, and everybody's just like, when are you gonna stop with your crazy Atlantean theory? And I was saying, like, these people know Aquaman exists. Yeah. Like, they know Aquaman exists. They know Superman exists in this universe. Superman exists in this universe. They know Wonder Woman exists. They know the whole fucking Justice League just saved the world. Like, this is known. This just happened 4 months ago. So why are they so against the idea that there's Atlantis when there's a fucking Atlantean named Aquaman that they saw? There's footage of him. He's been on the news. Like, they know who he is. That's I don't know, dude. And that's my biggest complaint, I think, because that scene makes no fucking sense.
The world's crazy.
If you're watching this movie by itself, you haven't seen anything else, that's fine. All this has gone away. All these negates I've had. But since it's part of this continuity line, like this is as if
I mean, were they like making this movie like, oh, like we're just gonna disregard Justice League now?
I guess that's what they chose to do. But I think this was filming like
made it to be more standalone.
Justice League came out in 2017 and Aquaman came out in 2018, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So I
mean, it has to be the same universe because like Aquaman was in Justice League.
I mean, it definitely is. Like, it's not like they're just making it. They just fucked it up. It seems
they made it up like thinking like, oh, it's just like.
I think it's a soft.
Fuck all this continuity.
I think it's a soft.
It's a solo movie.
I think they were like, let's just not worry about it because we kind of dropped the ball for the last couple of movies. Because they had Suicide Squad and Justice League, which are not looked at.
And it's not like we saw, what's it called? Like Batman or any of them.
Yeah, none of them pull up.
None of them.
I don't even think he talks about them at all. Like, he doesn't drop them in passing or anything. So I do think it's a little bit of a whatever. But I also think the one more thing don't.
Does that happen after Justice League, right?
Yeah, this movie takes place after. 4 months after is what it says online.
Oh, okay. It would have been good if it was like before, because I'm like, okay, everything.
If it was before, sense. It's like okay, but
yeah, everything makes sense. They could have just done that. What the fuck?
That's on them, bro.
They just made it like a year before Justice League.
Yeah, who knows, bro? Who knows what they were thinking? But actually, they couldn't then, because then he would have all the new armor and the trident, like the special one. But in Justice League, he doesn't have that stuff. So they couldn't. Like, it would be a mess up. I forgot it. I'm using the other trident that broke in my movie. Okay, no, one more thing.
Dude, we should work for DC.
Dude, we just gotta be like, hey, no, you can't do that because you fucking did this in the other movie. And they're like, oh, shit. It's like these dudes don't have a fucking, like, paper, like a chalkboard. They don't have, like, a fact checker. They don't have, what they should do, like they should just, all they need is a whiteboard, and they're like, we did all of this in the past movie. Make sure we don't fuck this up. Like, that's all you need to know. You just gotta remember. Like, bro. Anyway, the last I just remember this. I said that this is the last one, but I remembered another one I don't like. I don't like how the opening scene, as I said, Aquaman says a lot of cheesy one-liners, but we're introduced to Black Manta and Black Manta's father in this scene, and Aquaman is a complete dick to these guys. I understand that they're bad guys, and this team of SEAL Team 6 or whatever they are, Spec Ops guys. They're like, I don't know what they're doing. They're trying to steal a ship. Oh, wait, that's what they're doing. Remember, he steals it because he's working. He's working with Ocean.
For Ocean Master.
Mm-hmm. He's trying to steal it.
It's a plot of coup.
Yeah. So in this scene, Aquaman's fighting Black Manta before he becomes Black Manta with his suit and everything. Just black. Yeah, he's just a black guy, and he wrecks him. And then he wrecks his dad, and then he's leaving. He has saved the soldiers of the Navy, sailors on this boat, and they're dipping. And as he's walking out, I think they start fighting again. And, he shoots. This is what happens. Black Manta's dad shoots him with a grenade launcher.
Oh, yeah.
Which launches him back. And obviously this hurts, but he literally gets shot in the point blank in the face in this right before this.
Okay, it's just like,
and he just like, ow.
No.
Yeah.
Fucking guitar player.
And then but so obviously it hurt him a little bit more, but he doesn't have any burns or anything. We see him get burnt by Black Manta later on, which you can, because it's Atlantean tech, so he actually get hurt by it. But in this one, it's still just a human grenade launcher, so it probably just felt like he got the wind knocked out of him or something. And he retaliates by ripping out a pipe which has hot steam running through it, and then he throws it like a spear, and it impales the guy's dad through his shoulder blade and into the wall, and he's stuck there.
And the ship starts flooding now.
Yeah, then the ship starts flooding with water, and his dad's screaming in pain. And then he does go up and rip it back out, though. He goes up and rips it back out, which you're not supposed to do if you get stabbed. It makes it hurt more.
That dude ain't a fisherman.
So then he rips it back out of this guy's dying in pain, and then this big-ass thing of metal falls on his legs.
Oh, the torpedo thing.
Yeah, it falls on this guy's legs, and he's stuck. And then it's flooding, and then Black Manta and his dad turn to Aquaman as he's trying to leave, and they're saying, please help us, please, please. He's pleading with Aquaman, our hero, and Aquaman pretty much says, like, tough shit, and then he just, like, leaves. And
trying to help his dad, like, yeah!
And then he screams, because his dad pretty much suicide bombs himself, because he's like,
yeah.
Wait, then how the fuck did he use the submarine if he blew up himself later on in the movie? Remember?
Oh my god.
Dude, what the fuck, bro? These people, man.
They probably got another one.
Yeah, it happened off screen, whatever.
He lost his whole team.
Yeah. So
now he has to do it himself.
He loses his dad, and that's why he wants to kill Aquaman so bad, which I understand, like, okay, that may...
Why did he even blow the shit up?
I know, right? He was gonna drown.
What the fuck?
I guess it would be... I would rather die quickly, like an explosion, than having to suffer drowning.
Oh, yeah, we talked about drowning.
So I would do that, I guess. But anyway, this opening scene, to me, I get what it's trying to do. It's trying to... Like, Aquaman created his villain, and he's facing his past. And
Dude, The Incredibles did this better.
Yeah, his past mistakes. But they do it in a way where I feel absolutely no emotional connection to Aquaman. Like, I'm actually feeling bad for the villain, because he does it...
fucking sauces, like, Black Manta again.
See, what they could... Yeah, I know. What they could have done is maybe he did try to save him, but he fucked up. Like, he tried to get the dad out, but he was a little bit too late.
Oh, yeah.
Because then he's like, okay, I still messed up because I hesitated, and it still creates Black Manta as a villain. So he still tried to do the right thing, so you can understand it.
That would have been cool.
They could have done that. But in this way, it just looks like he just murdered this dude because he was pissed off that he got punched.
Seems kind of like coming off as a baby.
That's what I'm saying.
And he goes get drunk with his dad.
And it also, then he goes and celebrates. He goes and drinks with his dad.
Just killed someone and fuck.
Let's go!
You made an orphan.
Yeah, so... Oh, man. Yeah, dude, Black Manta's right to be so pissed off, man. When he returns, then he shits on him again. And I said...
I hope Black Manta fucks him up in the next movie.
He fucks him a bit in this when he actually stabs him with Atlantean steel. He cuts him, he burns him.
Yeah.
And when Aquaman defeats Black Manta, though, he throws him pretty much off a cliff.
Yeah. No, first he throws like those chain balls at him, and it literally comes back into his mask and just breaks it.
And on his fall down this cliff, Black Manta hits every rock. I told you.
It's like a fucking SpongeBob episode.
It is. It's like it's not just like it's like, and you think it's done because the camera switches, but we just see a far shot of him, and he hits some more. There's probably at least almost 10 hits as he falls down this mountain. I don't know how this dude's still alive. He's just a guy. Dude,
he's fucking resilient.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
So that's all of my nitpicks. Everything else I liked.
Yeah, that's the dumb shit. Like, we just realized, like, what the fuck, like, he blew up the submarine.
Yeah, he blew it up, so he couldn't have even...
We didn't even think about that as we were watching it.
Yeah. I was too busy thinking Aquaman's such an asshole.
Exactly.
But, yeah, so...
Besides that...
I like cinematography.
The actions.
Good, there are some good scenes, some good acting, good casting. I do really like, despite it being very corny, when he first fights Ocean Master, and he's like, yeah! Like, he did all that. There's a scene where right before they fight, it's obvious since Ocean Master's like it's his home court. There's like a little like screen that comes up and it says Ocean Master versus like half breed, and then it says like pros and cons of like the fighters. And
really?
Yeah, and Ocean Master has like a fuck ton of pros. Like it's like expert at this, like the best at this, like he's the best. And then for him, there's like nothing under pros, and it's just like a con at the end, like it's just like bastard or something like that. It's pretty funny. I like
Holy
that.
shit!
Did you not see this?
Dude, no.
It was really funny, bro.
I probably blinked.
It was really funny. It pops up right before the fight. I
King
also like
Orm Marius, King of Atlantis, Highborn, warrior, philosopher. What the fuck, dude? Anybody could think.
I'm gonna add that to my Instagram bio. Philosopher.
Vice philosophy. Eighth. Wait, what? Eighth Dan Nautilus, and I guess that's some fucking like college shit.
Yeah.
Coral Heart Metal War Hero.
Jeez.
God, there's a bunch of Atlantis shit. There's no cons.
No cons.
Surface Dweller, Half Breed, Droon. Damn, that's actually pretty funny. I didn't even notice that.
I like that. I also like they have a octopus playing the drums for this fight. I like how comic booky that is. I really like that actually. I actually like this. Every fight scene's pretty good. I love this fight scene. It's pretty good. I love how at the end Aquaman ends up coming back and doing the move that he was taught years ago. So we see that he's, learned and grown as a person. I like that. I like how he breaks the guy's Triton at the end, and then the symbolism behind that. I love how he didn't kill him. The mom pulls up, and then it's sunny out of nowhere.
See, he learned from the fucking...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love how Ocean Master's still alive.
Oh, yeah.
They made Patrick Wilson dye his hair
blonde. In conclusion, Aquaman's slightly racist. Saved his brother.
The movie's pretty good. It's
yeah.
It's
I'm trying to think of my score now because like
what's funny is despite everything I've said about it, I still like it.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies where it's like it's not as bad as some other movies, It's
not like Suicide Squad with
it's
the story just totally falls apart.
Yeah, it's not like Suicide Squad.
And then you're just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. It's definitely better than Suicide
Rewatchability
Squad.
High.
Yeah, if you can look past a lot of the stuff I've said, like obviously there's some mess ups, but there's also a lot of good stuff though.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm gonna have to give it. Are you ready for the rates?
Yeah.
Oh. I think I'll have to give it like a 6.5.
I was gonna give it like a 7.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 7 too, but I was like, I gave like
-1.
I think I gave Justice League a 7. Maybe did I? What I don't know what the fuck I gave Justice League. I'm forgetting all my ratings. I like this movie better than Justice League and Suicide Squad. I think I gave Justice League a 5 or a 6. I didn't give it a 7.
I love Justice League.
You liked it. Yeah.
I love Justice League.
Maybe it's just because I shit on it for months.
Yeah.
Nick, do this. What you should do is watch a YouTube video on some guy on why he doesn't like Justice League, and then maybe that'll affect your opinion. You'll be like, oh shit, that's true. I didn't think about that. Because
like CinemaSins.
Yeah, something like that. I don't like CinemaSins. I feel like
he's stupid.
I don't like the ones where like the sins because like a lot of times it's stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like the fucking like logo for Warner Brothers will pop up and he'll like pause it and be like Warner Brothers like, and then it'll be like one. I'm like, get the fuck out.
Aquaman knocked this fish off of the screen.
Yeah, dude.
That's 5.
Yeah. I hate that shit, bro. I really don't like those videos. I don't like.
Dude, there's actually a YouTuber who like did a video where he would like mark CinemaSins on like the guy's sins. And he would give it like an actual score.
Bro, he's like, shut your dumb ass.
Yeah, and he just fucking roasts the shit out of him. It's funny. That's a good channel.
Anyway, yeah, I'll give it a 6.5. You thinking 7?
Yeah.
That's about right. I don't want to give it a 6.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give it a 7. Because to me, I think 7 is like it's like a slightly above average movie. It's kind of like around, what you would expect. I think when the movie's really good, it's 8 and above.
Yeah. Like 80%. Pretty much like Rotten Tomatoes.
So I'll give it like a 6.5 on a good day. Maybe like it's getting close to that 7, but it's not passing it just yet.
Maybe if you're drunk.
Yeah, if I'm drunk, I'll be like, oh,
you're not paying attention to
this is a 9.
Yes.
Dude.
Oh my god.
If you watch the movie, listen for Ocean Master.
It's a game. You can literally count how many times Ocean Master screams. You can count how many times they're talking about the plot.
And this explosion.
And then the explosion just comes. You can count how many cheesy one-liners there are.
Take a shot.
Which I think is actually kind of funny. I don't know.
Take a shot whenever any of that happens.
Dude, yeah. We should do that.
Dude,
we should do a fucking movie drinking game. We should do that one for what's the Birds of Prey? There's probably a drinking game.
Anytime Harley Quinn, what does Harley Quinn do a lot?
Says like something in it with their accent.
Every line. Every line.
American cheese. It's like, oh. Hey yo, we need more.
We need more. Yeah, so I think that's it.
It's a pretty fast review.
Pretty good. I told you I had a lot of this one in my head. I was ready for this one. This isn't like when we did. What did we do? We just sat here like, what happened? Wonder Woman. We watched Wonder Woman for the first 10. We were just like, what happened again? Yeah. Like, and then we got into it.
We're getting good at them, all right.
So next up, we got Shazam, which I highly recommend people watching. It's on HBO Max right now. And Birds of Prey was just added.
Watch Shazam with us.
We can easily watch Birds of Prey.
Watch Shazam with me, because I'm going to be seeing it for the first
Pull up on Nick. His address is 1...
Hey. I don't want to get killed in my sleep.
So yeah, thank everybody for listening to the review.
More movie reviews. After this, I think after we finish the whole DC thing, then we're going to do the fandom.
This weekend.
Then we're going to start reviewing... I'm so hyped for it, dude.
I think this Saturday is the fandom thing, so we can...
It's like an all-day thing. I think we're going to watch it.
Yeah,
we can maybe watch it like...
I'm so excited for it, bro.
Fuck yeah.
I know for a fact there's going to be a Suicide Squad trailer. Like, there's no way there's not a trailer. Dude, yeah. And if there isn't, then... Actually, no, there has to be, because it comes out... Yeah, there's a trailer. There's probably going to be a trailer for the Batman, or at least, like, a teaser trailer, like, our first, like, real look at it.
What I've been seeing online is, like, there's a lot of, like, Matt Reeves is putting out, like, oh, this is what the logo looks like. Suicide Squad's like, oh, this is the casting list. And now, like... With this shit coming, it's gonna be like, oh, we're getting trailers.
Dude, and there's gonna be trailers and reveals for the 2 new DC games. The Suicide Squad, like Justice League one, where they showed the picture of Superman. Is it
gonna be another Arkham game?
I think that's what Warner Brothers Montreal, they've been teasing stuff, and they have like a 30-minute panel at this thing, and they're gonna reveal a game.
Dude, let's go.
So I'm hyped for those 2. Those are the ones I'm really excited.
That's gonna be like a 2-hour episode.
There has not been an Arkham game since 2015. At this point,
they were good, dude.
I'm really excited for what they're
usually they make sequel games like Gears of War and their shit, but like they don't miss.
I'm really, because Rocksteady is making the Suicide Squad one, so they said that they're done with Arkham, like they want to move away from Batman, so they're letting Warner Brothers Montreal. So it's kind of like their sister studio or their brother studio. You know, they're kind of work hand in hand, but they're like the big brother of the studios, I guess. Warner Brothers Montreal made Batman Arkham Origins, which was the prequel to the other ones. And that one's actually pretty good, that game. It's really good. It's very slept on. But yeah, I'm really excited for that. That's coming this weekend. We'll do that. Expect that episode maybe Sunday or Monday. To start your week, we'll see.
More movie reviews.
Shazam is up next, and then we're going to finish it off with Birds of Prey. So yeah.
After DC, we'll just have a bunch of other shit to do. Yeah. It feels like we've been doing this DC thing for a while. And it's perfect how I think we did it before it was even announced.
Lined up right perfectly with the DC fandom thing. So yeah, make sure to like this video if you're watching on YouTube. It helps us out.
Support us.
Subscribe if you're on the YouTube video. Follow if you're on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Leave us a rating.
Yeah, leave a rating. Share this.
Shitty one, good one.
Share this with your friends. Like say like, oh, check this podcast out, bro. Like, it's chill, bro. Yeah. Even if they just go to sleep listening to us, I'd like to help with the ASMR vibes.
We're just like screaming.
So yeah, okay. Thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you in the next review.